Hello everybody, I'm teacher Soe Htet, and today I'm going to teach you about be going to infinitive. So, are you ready? Let's get started. So, here we have the map of the world. So, in the world, how many continents are there? Continents are တိုက်ကိုပြောတာ right? တိုက်ကြီးဘယ်နှတိုက်ရှိလဲ So, how many are there? Yes, 7. So, do you know them? Great. So now, let's fill in the boxes with the names of the continents. So first, A, continent A. What is the name for the continent A? Ah, yes, North America. And continent B? Yes, is Africa. And continent C? Is Europe. And continent D? Of course, Asia. And continent E? You're correct, is South America. And continent F? Antarctica. And continent G? It is Australia. So Burmese, right? We Burmese. We live in Myanmar. So Myanmar, the country, in which continent is it located in? Yes, it is located in Asia. So Myanmar is in Asia. And what about USA, the United States of America? Which continent is it in? It is in North America. And what about Germany? Yes, Europe. Right? So, have you ever been to another continent? So for me, I've never been to another continent. Right? It's sad. So if you have, right, I'm so jealous of you. How lucky are you, right? You get to go to another continent. So now here we have Adrian and Gunnar. So these two friends, they are going to visit 5 continents in just one day. So how long is one day? Of course, it's just 24 hours, right? So they are going to visit 5 continents in just 24 hours. So it is very exciting and challenging, isn't it? Right? So now let's read the interview between the interviewer and Gunnar and Adrian. And let's see how are they going to do? How are they going to visit? So first we will read and then we will do exercise A. What are the cities Gunnar and Adrian are going to visit? So read the interview, find the cities and order them. From the first city to the last. So the first city they are going to visit. Which one is it? Yes, is Istanbul. So now I want you to read the whole interview and complete the numbers with the cities. All right, so now can you tell me the second continent, second city? they are going to visit? Ah, yes, it's Casablanca. And the third city, Paris. And the fourth is Punta Cana. And the last city is Caracas. So now, which countries are the city located in? ဒီမြို့တွေကဘယ်နိုင်ငံမှာရှိရလဲ? So for example, Yangon is located in Myanmar, right? The country, Myanmar. So what about Istanbul, right? Where is it located? Read the interview again and find the countries and write the name of the country next to the city. So now let's try this together. So Istanbul, where is it located? Yes, Turkey. And Casablanca? Of course, Morocco. And Paris? France. And Punta Cana? The Dominican Republic. Caracas is in Venezuela. So this time, let's read the interview one more time and answer these 3 questions here. What's their plan? Planပါတယ်. And which city are they going to visit? And what are they going to do after they have arrived at their final destination? So let's read it and then answer. All right, so now, can you tell me what's their plan? Yes, their plan is they're going to visit 5 continents in 1 day. And which city are they going to visit? So they are going to visit Istanbul, Casablanca, Paris, Punta Cana, and Caracas. And what are they going to do after they arrive at their final destination? Yes, they're going to celebrate, of course. So this is a very difficult thing to do. So after you have done it, of course, you are going to celebrate it. So now, here, we're going to celebrate. So, are they celebrating now? Celebrate No, right? Not in the present. This is for future. After they have done all of the things to season to celebrate. So future, they are going to do it in the future. So they have future plans. So we use be going to and infinitive to talk about future plans. So, number one question, what's the answer? Do you remember? Yes, they're going to visit 5 continents in just one day. So that is their future plan. Are they doing it now? Not yet. Right? In the future. So to talk about future, we use be going to and infinitive. So be is verb to be. So what are the verb to be? Right? Am, is, are. These are the verb to be. So verb to be, going to, and infinitive. Infinitive means verb 0. The main verb is verb 0. So look at this sentence. It is going to snow. So here, the subject, it. So for the subject it, which verb to be do we use? We use is. So it is. And then going to. ဘာဖြစ်မှာလဲ? အင်းကြမှာ snow. But here we use infinitive, verb 0, so no ses, just snow. So we have 7 subject pronouns. We have I, you, we, they, he, she, it. So for I, which verb to be do we use? Yes, am, right? So for your future plans, you say, I'm going to do homework, I'm going to go on holiday, etc. And for he, she, it, which verb do we use? We use is, right? So your future plan, you say, he is, she is, it is going to leave. And for we, you, they, which verb do we use? We use are. So we are, you are, they are going to leave. And negative. So in negative, we add not, the negative word not. So we add it after the verb to be. Verb to be. So I am not going to leave. He is, she is, it is not going to leave. We, you, they are not going to leave. And in question, for be going to questions, we start with verb to be. And then the subject and going to infinitive. So, for example, am I going to start? Is, right? So he, she, it is. So is he, is she, it is it going to start? We, you, they are. So are we, are you, are they going to start? And we can use short form for verb to be. So instead of saying I am, we can say I'm. I apostrophe am. And he, she, it, apostrophe s. He's, she's, its. And we, you, they, apostrophe re. Where, you're, there. And for example, instead of saying they are going to leave, we can say they're going to leave. He's going to spend a week by the sea. And we can also use short form in negative. For example, I'm not going to, right? I'm not going to play tennis. And for he, she, it, we can make short forms in 2 ways. So first, we can combine the verb to be and the negative word not together. So instead of saying is not, we can say isn't. So he isn't, she isn't, it isn't going to come. The same way, you, we, they, we can do it 2 ways. So for example, here we combine verb to be and not. So instead of are not, we say aren't. You aren't, we aren't, they aren't going to come. And also, we can combine the verb and the subject. So he's, she's, it's not going to come. Also this time, verb to be, are, and subject combined together, they become your, were, they're not going to come. And always remember, we use be going to for the future. Not for the present, not for the past, for the future. And we use it to talk about things we have decided to do in the future. Our future plans. So for example, here, what are you going to do tomorrow? So asking for future plan. So here, B says, I'm going to visit Paul in Brighton. This is speaker B's plan. And are you going to drive? B said, no, I'm not going to take the, no, I'm going to take the train, right? So B, here, speaker B has decided already. So he is sure he's going to do those things. Is speaker B's future plans. Now, here we have Paul's future plans. So Paul has decided what he's going to do in his life. So let's read about his future plans. Let's read about things he's going to do in his life and complete the sentences using be going to and the verbs in the brackets. Be going to. So here, for example, I study. So we'll use be going to for the subject I, so we use am. So I am going to, and then the verb is infinitive, so just study, no SES. I'm going to study music at university. But instead of saying I am, we can say with short forms. So we say I'm going to study music at university. So let's try number 1. So another future plans of Paul. So here, I travel all over the world. So for subject I, which verb do we use? Am, right? So I am going to travel all over the world. But let's use contraction. So we will say, I'm going to travel. So now I want you to try number 2 to number 9. Okay, so now let's do it together. So here, we will complete this with, I'm not going to walk. So we will write infinitive verb. So just walk. I'm not going to walk in an office. And number 3, yes, I'm going to marry. And number 4, so here we, so which verb do we use? Are, right? But let's use contraction. So apostrophe RE, we're going to have 11 boys. So that's a big family. And the next one. Yes. So see, they're going to become. So Paul's 11 children, they're going to become a football team. Right. So all the children are going to play football together. And the next plan, number 6. Yes, they're going to win the World Cup. Number 7, I'm going to play the piano every night in a cafe. And 8, yes, my wife isn't going to cook. And number 9, yes, so we're going to eat. Great job. So let's continue. So this time, we're going to write positive sentences. I'm going to use the information in the brackets and write positive sentences using be going to and the words in the brackets. And let's use contraction where it's possible. So for example, I see a film tonight. So for I, we use am. So contraction, I'm going to see a film tonight. Now let's try number 1. She buy a new car tomorrow. So this is about future, her plan. Right, so she, which verb do we use? Yes, we use is. She is going to buy a new car tomorrow. But let's use contraction. So we say she's going to buy a new car tomorrow. Yes. So now, this time, the next one, for this one, we're going to write negative sentences. So in negative sentences, what do we add? Yes, we add negative word, not. So this time, we're going to do the same. We're going to use be going to, and we're going to use short forms where is it possible, and make sentences. For example, they not catch the train. So here for they, we use are. They are not going to catch the train. Contraction, we say they're not going to catch the train. So for he, she, it, and you, we, they, in negatives, we can make short forms in 2 ways. So here, they're not going to catch the train. So how can we make another sentence with a different type of short form? Yes, we say they aren't going to catch the train. Sorry, that train. So now, the next one, we're going to write questions. Would be going to. So in question, we start with verb to be. Right? So for example, here we have you. So for you, which verb do we use? Are. So are you? And then we use going to infinitive. Are you going to have a holiday this year? So now let's try number 7. So they win the match. So for they, which verb do we use? Are. Are they? And then what do we add? Going to. And then the infinitive verb, win. Are they going to win the match? So now I want you to try and make positive sentences, negative sentences, and questions, right? So try it yourself. Okay, so let's do it together. Number 2 here. What's the sentence? Yes. They're going to work hard this year. And number 3? Yes, is going to rain this afternoon. And now negative sentences. So number 4, Paul. So singular subject, which verb do we use? We use is. So Paul is not going to drive to Scotland. Let's use contraction. Paul isn't going to drive to Scotland. And number 5, yes, we aren't going to finish it today. And number 6, yes, she isn't going to buy a new house. Now let's make questions. So number 8, Mary. So singular subject, we use is. So is Mary going to leave her job? And number 9, are you going to take the exam in June? Excellent. Now, so here we're going to make sentences about Kaiko. Kaiko is Japanese. She's Japanese. She's from Japan. And she's going to spend a week by the sea in England. Right? So England got for a week. This is her plan. So what other things is she going to do? So let's interview her. Let's ask her some question. So we're going to ask about her future plans. So we will use be going to infinitive. And let's use the information in the brackets and let's make questions and ask her. So for example, speak. So for speak, which phrase should we use here? A lot of English, right? So now let's make a be going to infinitive question. So we're going to ask her, right? So we will use subject you. So you, we use are. Are you going to speak a lot of English? So now let's try number 1. So the verb here is play. So which phrase should we use here? Golf every day. So let's make a question. Yes, are you going to play golf every day? And try number 2 to number 6 yourself. Okay, so let's do it together. Number 2, take. Yes. Are you going to take an umbrella? And number 3, swim. Yes. Are you going to swim in the sea? And 4, eat. Yes. Are you going to eat fish and chips? Fish and chips is a popular traditional dish in England. And number 5, yes. Are you going to stay in a luxury hotel? And number 6, yes. Are you going to go to a disco? All right, great job. Now this time, I want you to think of your future plans for next year. What are you going to do? Are you going to do these? So, if you have decided to do these, so your future plans, when you're short, we use be going to infinitive. So for example, right? So I'm an English teacher, so of course, right? So my future plans for next year is definitely I'm going to teach English. So what about you? Right? What are your future plans? Make true sentences about yourself using be going to infinitive. So I want you to try this for yourself. So now take a look at the pictures. So this picture is the picture of a football match. So in this picture, do you know the teams that are playing the game? Yes, right? They're Manchester City and Chelsea. And here we have a cup. So do you know what cup is this? Yes, it is the Champions League cup. And what kind of football match are they playing? What do you think? They're playing the Champions League football match. And do you remember, this is from 2021, right? It is the Champions League final. So let's go back to it. So now let's imagine that we are watching this football match live. Okay, live right? So it is happening now, right in the present. Okay, so let's imagine, right? Not real, but let's imagine. So now, which minute are we at? Yes, we are at 82 minutes. And which team is winning? Yes, Chelsea is winning, right? So Chelsea 1 and Manchester City 0. Now, this time, do you know these two men? Yes, they are Gary Neville and Jimmy Carragher. Right? They are football experts. They share their opinions of football players and football matches. So now we're going to watch that football match together with these two. So let's say we are watching on TV, right? And they are giving comments of the football match. So let's listen, let's read their comments, and then let's watch the football match together with them. So I want you to read their comments for 2 minutes. Yes, right? So now let's do this exercise. Are these sentences true or false? Let's mark them true or false. And if it is false, why? Why is it false, right? So the first one, the game is over. Is it true or false? It's false. Right? We are imagining live gene. So false. Why is it? Because it's only 82 minutes. So how long does a football match last? Yes, 90 minutes, and there can be extra time also, right? So it's not finished yet. So now, next one. Chelsea is winning. Is it true or false? Yes, true, right? They are winning now. They have one goal. And Gary Neville thinks Manchester City is going to win. True or false? False. Why? Why is it false? Because he thinks they are not going to win, right? They're going to lose the game because they are playing really terribly now. And Jamie Carragher thinks Chelsea is going to win. True or false? Yes, true, right? So now Chelsea is in the lead. Chelsea are and also they are playing really well, playing excellently. So that's why he thinks Chelsea is going to win. So here, they are predicting the result. So the match is not finished. They are still playing, and these two football experts, they are predicting the result. So Gary Neville's prediction, which team does he think is going to win? He thinks Chelsea is going to win, right? And also Jimmy Carragher, he also thinks Chelsea is going to win. So why do they think this way? Because Chelsea is winning now. So now in the present, the information they have through Chelsea is winning now, right? Through Chelsea 9 years, through 10. So they know that. So using that information, judging by that information, they're predicting the result of the game. So this is not just a blind prediction. This is prediction based on the information we have now. So when we make prediction based on the information we have now, we use be going to an infinitive. So now what about you? What do you think? Which team do you think is going to win? So for me, I think Chelsea is going to win. Why? Because they are winning now. So using the information we have now, I'm making a prediction that Chelsea is going to win. Anything can happen, just like Jamie Carragher said, anything can happen. But for now, in the present, Chelsea is winning. So using that information, we are predicting that Chelsea is going to win. So we use be going to infinitive to predict the future by using information we know now. So for example, look at the blue sky. It's going to be hot. So there's no cloud and the sky is really blue. So you know that the day is going to be hot. So the information we have now in the present, what is it? The information we have is that the sky is very blue now. So use that information and make a prediction for the future. So our prediction is it's going to be hot. And next one, I've eaten too much. I'm going to be ill. So here, the prediction is I'm going to be ill. So how do we know that I'm going to be ill? Because I've eaten too much. This is the information we have now in the present time. One more example. Look at the time. It's 2 o'clock. Right? They aren't going to come now. So let's say you planned an appointment with your friends. So you planned to meet at 2 o'clock, right? So let's say 1 o'clock, right? So you plan to meet at 1 o'clock, and you're now waiting for your friend, and they still haven't arrived yet. Right? It's 2 o'clock now. So you think they're not going to come. Why do we know that? Because we have this information. They are late, right? It's 2 o'clock, already past 1 hour. So, of course, they aren't going to come now. So now, let's look at the pictures and let's make predictions about what are the people going to do. So, for example, so this point, so what we see is he has a phone, right? He's going to press the button. So by using that information, we will make a prediction. So here, which one do we choose? Of course, make a phone call master. We choose this one. So let's use be going to and make a prediction. So for he, we use is. So contraction, short form, so he's going to make a phone call. All right? And let's make prediction for other pictures too. So picture 1, where are they? They're at the cinema. So what are they going to do at the cinema? Let's see. Here, watch a film. So let's make a prediction. They're going to watch a film. So now I want you to try number 2 to number 7, make predictions about the pictures. All right, so let's try together. Number 2, what's your prediction? Yes. She's going to have a swim. And 3, yes, he's going to play the piano. And 4, they're going to eat pizza. And 5, yes, he isn't going to win the race. And 6 is going to rain. And 7, yes, they're not going to play tennis. Right, excellent. So now I want you to make prediction about the following things, the following ideas. So choose be going to and infinitive. So be going to infinitive prediction are not blind prediction. We will use the information we have now in the present time. So for example, I'm going to predict about Myanmar football team, right? And the World Cup in 2024. So what I know now is that Myanmar isn't qualified for the World Cup, right? So definitely, Myanmar isn't going to win the World Cup in 2024 using the information we have now. So I want you to make predictions about these ideas. Make prediction based on information we have now. Try it yourself. So thanks for your attention. I hope you had a great time. I'll see you next time. So bye-bye.